Linebackers taking the first round, under or over 2.5.
I'm going to go under. Welcome back to the 2021 Draft Position Preview Series presented by Pepsi. We're here in the BetMGM studio talking linebackers. The Jets added Jarrad Davis in free agency, and maybe they're in the look for more linebackers in the draft.
Well, Joe Douglas has 9 draft picks on draft weekend, and that could change potentially if he makes the deal. But when you look at the linebacker position, there are only 5 guys on the active roster. They include the aforementioned Jarrad Davis, C.J. Mosley, and Blake Cashman. Those are your penciled-in starters right now, but we'll have to see what happens on draft weekend. I think the 2 attributes the Jets are looking for in their linebackers, speed and also length.
All right, well, Micah Parsons out of Penn State definitely has speed, considered the top linebacker in this class by most, and Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah right behind him. This is a guy that has speed, but also a little bit lighter than most linebackers.
Well, JOK, in high school growing up in Virginia, he played safety. So he comes to Notre Dame, makes a transition to linebacker, and he was so productive. 24.5 tackles for loss, 7 sacks, 5 forced fumbles, 4 fumble recoveries. Good open field tackler. He can carry people down the field in coverage, instinctive, and he says he's going to add to your culture.
You called him JOK, that's his nickname. He is more than just okay on the field. He's a very good player. Other names to watch: Jamin Davis out of Kentucky, Nick Bolton out of Missouri, Zaven Collins, a very long player out of Tulsa. But how about Jabril Cox? Started his career at North Dakota State, ends it in Baton Rouge.
I'm curious to see where he actually winds up, because LSU just had their pro day and Cox couldn't go. He couldn't perform because of a hamstring injury. But he produced throughout his collegiate career no matter where he was. At North Dakota State, in each of his first 3 seasons, he had 4 sacks. Then he transfers to LSU. He has 3 interceptions, 1 return for a touchdown. So he flashed that coverage ability. He's a very good mover.
All right, well, let's wrap up in the Big Ten with Pete Werner out of Ohio State. And Dane Brugler actually said to me, this is a guy that offers 4-down versatility because he can play special teams as well.
Yeah, and that's what you're looking for, especially when the draft starts progressing. You start getting into the mid-rounds. Werner's interesting because his dad, Greg Werner, had a stint with the New York Jets, but he's a guy who had 13 pass defenses at Ohio State, no interceptions, but considered a quick study and also an underrated athlete.
Another guy to watch, Tony Fields, started his career at Arizona, ended it in West Virginia. And for all your draft coverage, stay right here on NewYorkJets.com.